For me, I was interested in education at a young age. I know what the cliche answer for teachers is, I had a love for children, and it is true. I did have a love for children, but I kind of debated between law and education, and I chose education. So for me, it started early in realizing this is something that I wanted to do. My advice is to, one, remember that you can be flexible. My degree my bachelor's degree is in elementary education, and I teach high school science. So it actually became somewhat of a journey. I thought I was going to be a social studies person. Like I said, law, my life was between law and teaching. And I thought I was going to be a social studies person, and ended up being a science person because I saw how my students reacted to science. And I saw how everybody felt comfortable when we were doing science instead of versus reading or math or other things. So it became this great equalizer. And also remembering that as a teacher, it's a formal educator, but you can also do informal science education. So you could work at the museums and do the camps with the YMCA. So there's still variations that you can do in education, because you might find with bureaucracy, that teaching thing isn't always what you thought it was going to be. So be flexible and get your base started. When it comes to it, I like to make that tie in with students, even when you think about rocks and minerals, which to me, rocks used to be the most boring thing in the world. But when I started introducing rocks and minerals and how their actual uses are, that they are in makeup, they're in toothpaste, they're in the building materials, they're in this and that, you're like, wait, what? Like, wait, what are you talking about? Because we've all of us learned 3 types of rocks, and this is how they're formed. But when they understand what the uses for that is, it makes it more applicable to them. And I can tie in every subject I do. So I like to start with that, so they don't have to ask that question. They already know, or at least they're as curious about it as possible. And I was the only one to go to college for a 4-year term, and I just was not prepared for it. You have to be mentally prepared, you have to be mature enough. I was just not there at that time. And so that led me to, after I graduated in the fall, and I got early acceptance. So I had high enough grades. I actually got accepted in college my junior year. So I got accepted my junior year into the college. I went there in the fall, did not do so well. And then in the spring, I ended up dropping out. Then the next college I went to was community college. Gosh, it feels like same thing. I was doing, tried in the fall and tried this part through the spring, and there I gave up. And then the same thing at the next college I went to. So the 4th college I landed at was Belmont Abbey, and I realized all the work that I had done in previous colleges were not going to count. So I was going to be further behind. So I was actually about to start all over. But I'm telling y'all, once I got it into my head that I've got to start making some money, I've got to get out of college, I've got to do this, that's when I pushed it into gear. And I finished, now this is crazy, and I don't suggest anybody does this, but we had this thing called dual enrollment. So I can be enrolled at my 4-year college, and if my 4-year college didn't offer classes, I could take them at other schools for free. So there was like this little weird loophole. And they said to me in registration, we wish you would have finished your 2-year degree at one of these community colleges, so then you could come into the education classes right away and only spend 2 years. And that there was 1 year where I just hightailed it. I took 18 hours at the 4-year college, and then I took an additional 6 at the community college. So it was insane. It was definitely insane. So you're looking at the fall semester, I think it was 22 credit hours between 2 colleges. The next semester was 24 between 2 colleges, and then 12. But I got my 2-year degree, and I was able to keep up. So took a lot of determination, but when I was ready to get done. That they were loved, and they knew they were loved above anything else, and that I've given them skills that they could use in life, and they have memories of good things. As far as my colleagues, I would like to have left that inspiration in them to strive for equity